everyone agrees on the fact that this is the biggest secular trend that we're seeing, this decade. And clearly it's got ramifications in terms of disrupting certain industries. No one knows exactly when we'll hit the CapEx digestion phase, and that's what everyone is trying to figure out. What we are doing in this summit is bringing together both the large company perspective as well as the startup perspective. And we've got some really interesting startups at the summit.
How do you guys, Dan DiFrancesco over at Business Insider making a splash 4 or 5 days ago, Microsoft's Copilot's underperformance is the latest red flag for investments in AI. You guys are grizzled pros. I look at that and tremble. Anurag, what do you look at the legitimate worry about, is this going to work out?
I think it's all a matter of how much. It's not so much that this is not going to work. We are already at a phase that the top tech companies are going to spend close to 90 billion extra in a 2-year period compared to what they were before. So now the question is, what is the output of that? Okay, bright guys, what is the, do you realize the easiest course these two guys took in college was harder than anything we took?
Oh, of course, yeah.
I'm not going. What's the outcome of this CapEx?
But that's the whole issue. The software and the services companies are saying, or the companies are saying, is it's going to take several years for this to show up in the revenue stream. And all of us are trying to figure out how true it is at this point, because if you don't see that productivity benefit that we are trying to unlock today in our conference, then the companies will say, well, we don't have to spend as much. And that then puts a completely different multiple or compression to all these stocks. And that's what everybody wants to avoid.
So, Mandeep, what are you going to be looking for here from Nvidia after the close here? Dan Ives was out from Wedbush Securities saying he thinks they're going to beat the current revenue by a couple of billion, take the guidance up by a couple of billion. Do you think that could happen? And is that enough for the stock?
Yeah, I mean, clearly investors have become less sensitive to the valuation that this company trades at because they are so good in terms of, beating their numbers. And look, when it comes to the future of generative AI, if there's one thing that is for sure is NVIDIA is at the heart and center of it. Whether they're going to miss their numbers 3 quarters from now, that will have, an implication for their valuation. But beyond that, I think they just have that lead when it comes to chip makers that is unassailable right now.
Tell us about this word ecosystem. I mean, it's identified with Apple and services and that. Is there I'm speaking with Adobe today. Is there an Adobe ecosystem? Is there a Microsoft ecosystem, Anurag?
Yeah, so that is exactly the argument. What these companies are saying, Adobe is basically arguing that our ecosystem is that strong that no matter if there are open source tools out there that can do something similar to
OpenAI or whatever.
Yeah, that's not going to disrupt our business. And there is a bull and bear argument against it. Same argument you can make for other companies such as Salesforce or Workday or Microsoft. Somebody is saying, well, I can just use OpenAI and do my work. Why do I need to, need this packaged software industry? And that is the push and pull at this point.